Welcome to the film room and part 2 of how Iowa State knocked off #1 North Carolina at the Phil Knight Invitational. This video focuses on the defensive side of the ball and the scheme that Iowa State runs and how it frustrated North Carolina and ultimately led to a win. Let's get into it. What Iowa State does defensively that is very unique to them is they have a system where they never let anybody go to the middle. So what you're going to see in all of these clips, and I'm going to continue to freeze frame this, is you're going to see that Iowa State does everything they can on the basketball to never let somebody drive to the middle. They always force baseline. Defensively, you're always going to give up something, and Iowa State has just decided they're going to give up baseline and work off of that. This screen right here is so important for you to conceptualize because it's everything that Iowa State does. So they always force to the help, or what they call the goalie, and that's number 21. He is the bottom defender, and he's considered the goalie because he is always going to play at the bottom, and anytime somebody drives, because they know they're going baseline, he has to rotate over and he's got to help stop the ball. The second thing that they have to do is called helping the helper. So you'll see on the backside, Caleb Grill has to come over and help the goalie's man to make sure that he's not open. And the thing that Iowa State is willing to give up is this backside advantage that they have. So in this particular clip, what you're going to see is he is considered a safety, and he's got two guys, and if the ball gets kicked out, he's going to have to rotate to the ball, and Iowa State will be in scramble mode. It doesn't matter how you play defense, you're always going to end up scrambling somewhere, and they have just decided this is where we're willing to scramble. And you'll see from this video, they do a really good job at scrambling. So now you get a chance to see all of these pieces at work. You can see early in the possession, Taman's not giving up any middle. Kuntz goes and closes out, ton of ball pressure, not giving up any middle. On every one of these closeouts, as Grill goes out, not giving up middle, they're very aggressive as they do everything defensively. So here, you're going to see that there's a switch, and now there is a big guarding arguably North Carolina's best player. If you've watched any of our videos and know offensively, this is exactly the mismatch that you want to create. For Rob, in this situation, there's two things that he has to make sure he does. The first is he can't sag off so far that Caleb Love can get an easy three. The second, you should know it by now, he has to force him baseline. No surprise, Caleb gets downhill, and here is Iowa State using their baseline rotation principles. The goalie steps up like he should, you have help for the helper, and the safety is right where he should be to guard too. Caleb ends up shooting a bad floater, and Iowa State gets a stop. This next possession for UNC is just extremely stagnant, and a lot of it is due to, again, Iowa State staying on that top side, forcing everything baseline. Caleb Grill's not giving up any easy touches. Taman stays on that side and sends him right where they want him. The goalie is where he's supposed to be, help is on the way, and the safety is ready to scramble with two. Because the goalie gets there, the point guard doesn't have anything to do with the ball, so he ends up getting stopped. He kicks it back out. The ball gets skipped. Now watch this. They force baseline again, and the same goalie rotates over. They still have help the helper, and it turns into a charge. This is phenomenal defense. Iowa State uses this same top cover even in their ball screen coverage. So you can see here that as the ball screen gets set, Taman's still going to force him baseline and sit on that side, not giving up middle. Here's another closeout on the top side. He doesn't give up middle, and as he tries to drive, because the goalie is standing right there and the helper is there, the ball handler ends up settling for a tough mid-range jump shot. This defense can provide a lot of opportunities for steals as well because they use the sideline as a defender. Here's an early ball screen, they force it to the sideline, he attempts to split, and they get an easy steal. This time, UNC tries to throw the ball to the top of the key, and you can see both wing defenders are top covering, making that entry pass really difficult. He tries to backdoor, Gabe Kalsher gets a hand on the ball, another steal. This step-up ball screen plays right into their hands of forcing people to the sideline. They end up trapping him and get their hands on yet another steal. Kuntz was able to get back-to-back charges in this game because he kept closing out the way that he was supposed to, not giving up middle. UNC tries to drive to the spot that he's already at, takes a charge. In a similar play, the ball gets thrown into Pt.2, a great closeout to the inside by Kuntz, and he's able to take another charge. Kalsher does a great job of staying on the top side as the ball gets thrown into the post again. They're not giving up middle. Pt.2 has to dribble it out. Kuntz probably could have been called for a foul here, but he's doing everything he can to not give up middle. As the ball gets kicked out, Lipsy maintains his inside leverage, not giving up middle drive. Probably could have got a charge here as he still tries to drive middle. They don't call it, but as the ball gets thrown down to Pt.2, a great contest, forcing a difficult mid-range jump shot, which leads to an air ball. This entire possession, you are going to see great inside leverage, not giving up middle, extremely good ball pressure on almost every single catch, Kuntz not giving up middle, forcing everything to the baseline, and the goalie being prepared for any drives. At this point, there's only 8 seconds left in the clock. Great high hands. You can see TJ on the side screaming at him, get to the help. Make sure they don't get middle. Get your hands up, forcing a tough errant shot that barely even hits the rim. The commitment by Iowa State on every possession to fly around, to not give up middle, to close out with discipline, making sure nobody gets middle, being in help. Look at the way that Caleb Grill just sprints through this screen, gets a high contest, and ends up getting a block. Iowa State's defense was the reason that they won this game. If you haven't had a chance to check out part 1, make sure you go look at that, where we break down offensively how Iowa State used one play to take advantage and score a lot of points. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for coming through. We'll see you next time in the film room.